guys, this is Bigfoot Bourbon Reviews. My name is Charles and this is
John.
And we're here to review a wonderful whiskey from Iowa. You wouldn't think that Iowa's got a lot of whiskey, but the number 9 reserve from Cedar Ridge Distillery up in Iowa. One of the things I found when I was researching about this distillery, I visited just all things on the table. I visited when I was visiting my uncle. Amazing crate place, a lot of really nice folks up there, and they have a really awesome tasting. They've got a couple different levels of tasting. We did the higher end one, included this. It also included a single malt that I'm not a particularly big fan of. My dad, he loves it. So if you ever get up towards Iowa near Cedar Rapids, take a chance, go explore. They've got wine, they've got vodka, of course, they've got beer. So it's a really beautiful campus, so go visit if you get a chance. But anyways, their number 9 reserve is going to be a blend of bourbon and rye. And the thing that Cedar Ridge is trying to do is make sure that we understand how valuable Iowa and their corn is. They're the number 1 producers of corn in the country, Iowa is. And they wanted to make a bourbon that reflected the importance of corn to their economy. So they decided to do everything local. So they grow their own corn, they distill it, do it all on site. And they took some bourbon, they took some rye, they blended it and made the special reserve for number 9. This is actually a collaboration with Slipknot, the band. And
I was going to bring it up. I'm looking at the back of this bottle and I see Slipknot, and it's kind of the elephant in the room when you see Slipknot.
Well,
on the back
Slipknot
of the bottle.
is from Iowa. I don't think they had any contribution to the actual production of this, but they do have a number 9 that's not the reserve, that's a lower proof and a little bit different. They've also got a number 9 red version that's aged in red wine casks. Actually, I've got a bottle of their double oaked red. It's fantastic, delicious stuff. So again, if you ever get a chance to go take a chance to explore. But this is going to be coming in at 49.5%, so 99 proof. And it says it's aged a minimum of 4 years in Swisher, Iowa. And one of the things that I found when I was researching the distillery is that their barrels are going to lose 18% through evaporation versus the 12%. That's the industry standard. So, you know, this may age in a different way than what we see in Kentucky and Tennessee and Indiana. So I guess, you know, this is going to be kind of an experiment in location
Average
geographically,
humidity.
right?
Yeah.
See how that kind of influences the tasting of this. All right, we ready?
I'm
Let's
ready.
take a chance. We started, by the way, we calibrated with our old standard Weller Special Reserve, good old 45% ABV. So we're gonna be in the same wheelhouse as this. It's not gonna be the weeded version of the, you know, but we'll see how it goes. Just get our palate all primed and ready to go. Okay, so it's got a pretty light color,
Yeah.
if you ask me.
First thing
It's kind of almost like apple juice, I would say.
Yeah.
I guess that's the minimum of 4 years that we're seeing here.
Yeah, okay. Bare minimum.
That's quite tasty. I get a lot of butterscotch on
I
that.
like the nose.
A little bit of baking spice. That might be that rye coming in.
Yeah. Little late rye note.
Yeah.
Oh,
It smells delicious.
yeah, it does. It does.
It smells delicious.
You know it's going to be good when the notes make your mouth water.
Absolutely. All right, let's take a sip. It's young.
It's
You can tell
young,
that.
but I'm not mad at it.
No, you can taste the grain.
Yeah.
I can very much taste the grain. There's a lot. I mean, it's very corn
Yeah.
forward,
Yeah.
but it's not bad. Like sometimes we get craft distilleries, and they're gonna put out something that is just, I mean, not something you want to enjoy on a regular basis. I could try this on a regular basis. I could sip on this each night. So I get a little bit of. Let's take another sip. Make sure. Corn, of course.
Definitely corn.
Honestly, a little oak. I get a little bit of oak in there towards the end. The back end of the flavor profile is going to be that oak. I don't know. What else do you get? It's not
There's-
super complex. I'll say that.
Yeah,
it's not super
there's.
complex.
I get light cherry,
A little bit cherry,
just a light cherry note, but that might be me tasting the youngness of it and the corn sweetness of it.
It is sweet, very sweet.
Yeah,
it's not Stag Junior cherry. That's
no. This is not an aged.
No, this is definitely young.
This is like a sweet cherry.
Yeah, absolutely. A little toffee. I can. It's very subtle.
Yeah.
There, a little toffee kind of in the back end, and honestly, the finish is quite decent. I mean, I still have it on my tongue. Mm-hmm. Still enjoying it.
It's not the most viscous, but I like all the tasting notes all the way through,
Absolutely.
like front to back. It's not bad.
I enjoy it. I enjoy this quite a bit. And this is something I believe that you can purchase through there if you're in certain states. Of course, they can ship to you.
What price? What was it?
It was $80 is how much this costs from the distillery.
$80.
$80.
Okay.
So, of course, craft distilleries, you're going to pay a little bit more, cover a little bit more of the overhead. They do have a bottle and bond. They also have just the standard Cedar Ridge straight bourbon. And those are going to be a little bit less pricey. I've got the bottle and bond. It's quite tasty as well. It's a little bit different than this. This is that combination of rye and bourbon.
But you and I have gone through, and you in particular have gone through the processes of putting alcohol into a bottle. Like, you know what it takes.
Yeah.
$80 is not outside of reason for a good bottle.
For this, no. I mean, this
like,
is not terrible. So if we're thinking about value, I would say for me personally, it's a little, $80 is a little high. The bourbon is tasty. The whiskey is tasty. I'm not going to say bourbon because this is
let's
Iowa whiskey.
Let's be honest.
But, it's tasty and I enjoy it. But I don't know that I'd pay $80 for it. Again. I would recommend it if you... this is, again, their top of the line besides their single malt. Their single malt's a little bit more expensive than $90. But I would recommend it to somebody that
what would you pay for this bottle on the regular? Like,
I don't know, between $50 and $60. I think
that's,
would be fair.
That's a $59 bottle.
About, yeah. I think that'd be fair.
If we're being fair.
Yeah. All right, so what do we want to say? Out of, let's say, a 10 scale, what would you put this at? Value, just straight taste enjoyment.
I like it. I look. It depends where your expectations are. Mm-hmm. It satisfied my expectations. Yeah. You taste that it is a corn whiskey, but it has some nice notes to it.
It's like a Barai, okay?
Yeah.
So if we were to compare this to High West Barai, which is another blend of bourbon and rye, I'd be interested to see kind of how it stacks up because
maybe
I think
one
theirs
day we
is
could
aged a little bit more than this. But yeah, I think that'd be a good blind to try. Yeah, absolutely. So out of just enjoyment, out of 10.
I mean, you got to reserve those highest highs for the So I'm gonna give this a 7.
Okay. I would say between 6 and 7 is where I'd be. Just going in, enjoying the bourbon.
Yeah,
it's a little young, so maybe air closer to a 5 to 6 maybe. But a 5 is not a bad rating. Always online, anything below a 7 is atrocious. No, that's not the case here. This is enjoyable whiskey. But when we start talking about value, that's where I can, $80, a little lower than a 5. Maybe 4.5 to 5.
4.5. Yeah, you're right there.
The whiskey's good, but it's not $80 good. So if you have a chance, go explore Cedar Ridge up in, I believe it says Swisher, Iowa. It's just south of Cedar Rapids. It's right off the interstate. Amazing people up there, making some good stuff. I mean, if you age this another 2 to 3 years, boy, you got something really.
I look forward to down the road. What are they going to put out?
I mean,
what do they have?
It looks younger, but I mean, they're not new, but they're not old either. They're just I think they're still trying to get the process down pat.
Well, until you can store a bunch of
and then thinking about the more extreme temperature changes you have up in Iowa, and that's going to influence the evaporation and the maturation of the whiskey. So you're going to see a little bit of a different experience there. Okay, guys, if you liked it, let us know. Send a comment down below. Like us, follow us, whatever you want to do. and hopefully we'll see you soon. Bye, guys.